All right, folks, Donald Trump over the weekend went to a black church in Detroit, trolling for black votes. It was his attempt to reach out to African Americans. He was asked a variety of questions by the bishop there, Wayne T. Jackson, that were actually vetted. He gave the questions to the Trump camp before the interview even took place. Now, of course, Donald Trump has said a whole lot of stuff about black folks talking to white audiences. So this was really the first time he decided to go public with a lot of African Americans. So here's a bit of what he had to say.
I believe we need a civil rights agenda for our time, one that ensures the rights to a great education, so important, and the right to live in safety and in peace. I fully understand that the African American community has suffered from discrimination and that there are many wrongs that must still be made right. They will be made right. I want to make America prosperous for everyone.
Joining us via Skype from Detroit, photojournalist Montez Miller, who was there and photographed the visit. Montez, first and foremost, I saw a photo. That wasn't a packed church.
Well, what you have to understand about Great Faith Ministries, their congregation, unfortunately, is not full like our church here in Detroit, like a Triumph Church, where the pews are just full. They don't have a large following, so therefore.
So how large is the church?
I would say that the church might hold probably 1,000 people.
And how many folks were there on Saturday?
I would say it was half full. It wasn't even 500 people in there. It really looked empty. When I walked in, I'm going to have to be honest with you. When I walked in, I was like, wow, nobody's here. Because for some strange reason, I thought that the church would be a little bit fuller than it was, but the people who was there were members of the church, invited guests, and friends. But the people who really wanted to get in, who probably would have packed the church, couldn't get in.
Well, what do you mean they couldn't get in?
Those are the protesters outside. Those are the ones. It was an invitation only event.
Oh, so it wasn't open to the public?
It was not open to the public.
So Donald Trump's tone was quite interesting because he sounded very soft in explaining things. He wasn't talking like that about black folks in front of largely white audiences.
No, when I walked into the church to photograph the moment, it was peaceful. I didn't feel any negative energy because of the people that was inside. Like I said before, were members of the church, friends, or invited guests. But on the outside, you had hundreds of protesters who didn't welcome Donald Trump's presence. When I heard that Donald Trump was coming to the church and that he wasn't going to speak to the congregation, in my heart, I said it was impossible for any candidate to come into a church, if given the opportunity to speak to a congregation, not speak to the congregation, especially when you are trying to get the black vote. As it relates to the tone that you heard from Mr. Trump, that was Trump number 2, because at any given day, we never know what Trump we're going to get, whether or not we're going to get this Trump or whether or not we're going to get that Trump. I'm not a supporter. I just have to come out and let you know. I was there to document the moment, but I am not a supporter. That undertone, it gives me the impression that there are two Donald Trumps.
Okay.
Let's make America great again, because we're going to do that. Listen to that undertone voice. That's the voice that you listen to, because at the end of the day, that's the real Donald Trump.
Okay, Montez, we surely appreciate it. Thanks a lot. I want to quickly go to our panel here. So, was anything achieved by this weekend? I mean, he brought in Katrina Pearson, Omarosa, Pastor Darrell Scott. I mean, so he had all the black folks who've been walking around with him. Ralph, was anything achieved?
He spoke to a black audience in a black church. So, I guess for people like you can say, well, at least he did that.
No, I mean,
But you know, this whole thing about him.
I don't hand out check marks.
At least he didn't go in there and become condescending and assume some sort of a black speech like Hillary does when she speaks before black audiences. Now, granted, he toned down himself, but that's what you do.
She said
you
that.
present yourself
he wrote the speech. Do you really believe
Yeah.
that? I honestly do not believe he wrote the speech, and particularly because he had to read the entire thing line by line.
Well, first of all, because
why
normally,
wouldn't he read it?
Well, first of all, the New York Times did a report Friday before we spoke on Saturday that showed that, first of all, the bishop gave the campaign questions before they even asked them, and in fact, that a whole bunch of black Republicans contributed. And look, campaigns do that, where black staffers get involved with it. But for somebody who says, I hate teleprompters and I read off the cuff, boy, it was a whole different tone there.
Because,
That's
why I
the first
question.
time he's read a speech.
No,
No, it's
I
not the
understand
first
that.
time, but
I understand
when
that.
he speaks off the cuff, I believe that is when you see what Donald Trump actually believes when he says the black people, the African Americans are going to vote for
black
me.
People, he got a few of his own.
Yeah.
But what was interesting to me is that she said that there were two. I would say there was 1.5. And the
Why is
half
that?
showed up for this event because, like you said, he was reading it and he was looking so he could say stuff right, because on his own he can't, not to black people. And it's just amazing what we do and that he's doing so well. I mean, even though he's not at the top of the polls, this bumbling man is doing very well.
Now, there was one person who was not there, and that was South Carolina pastor Mark Burns. Now, over the weekend, CNN dropped a story by Victor Blackwell where they interviewed Pastor Burns and broke down issues with his bio. I think we have a portion of the interview. Watch this.
Do you attend North Greenville University?
I did attend North Greenville University.
Did you graduate from North Greenville University?
No, I didn't complete the degree at North Greenville University.
Okay. Again, the bio that's on your website claims that you earned a Bachelor of Science degree. Did you make that claim?
I asked you just a moment ago as we were just opening up this, and first of all, I said that we were off the record.
I didn't agree to that.
Yeah, but I did.
We're still rolling. I'm still asking you questions on the record. Did you make that claim that you graduated from North Greenville University?
Because I think this is not fair that this is not fair at all. This is not what I agreed to. I thought we were doing a profile, and all of a sudden you're here to try to destroy my character.
I'm not coming here to destroy your character. These are claims that were made on your website that was live while you were speaking at the Republican National Convention. My question is, are those claims accurate?
Well, also, he was asked during the interview, and on his website, he claimed that he was a member of Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity. That's a lie.
I heard of him.
Said he got a Bachelor of Science degree from North Greenville University, as you saw in the interview. That's a lie. Claims he served 6 years in the Army Reserves. That's a lie. Also, that he currently attends Andersonville Theological Seminary. That's a lie. Okay, so here's the deal. I mean,
It looks like his eyes are alive.
and then of course he then walks out of the interview. So he walks out of his own church. And first of all, it's not even really a church. It's a building with 6 chairs. And so he's a televangelist. He doesn't have to have a church. And then he got in his van, drove off. So
And left Victor Blackwell in his church.
left him in his church.
Yes.
But what's funny is what took him down. The first line that took him down was lying about the Divine Nine.
Well, right.
Now, any black person knows you don't front on the Divine Nine.
Because first of all,
they're gonna come
we
get
can
you.
check. We can check.
Right.
So
That was stupid.
But why would here's the thing. Why would the Trump campaign go to a fraud and have him speak at the Republican convention?
Okay, because they have nobody.
They don't have qualified people in certain positions that know how to properly vet someone before they put him in front of a microphone. This was the fault of the Trump campaign.
And again, the bottom line is this here. And then he claimed in the interview he got hacked, but then he later released a statement owning up to it, apologizing, said, quote, as a young man starting my church in Greenville, South Carolina, I overstated several details of my biography because I was worried I wouldn't be taken seriously as a new pastor.
And then he said, but this is just happening to
And
me
he did
because
say
I'm a black person supporting
Right, he said
Trump.
it was wrong, but you're right. And matter of fact, and so I did text him and I said, bro, don't try to use a black line. You got busted. You got busted. I said, take the butt whipping and then move on.
Yep.
But don't try to say this only happened to me because I'm black. I support Trump.
Did he respond?
No, when you lie, yeah, he responded.
And the
response was
a conservative Republican.
Response was, you right. All right, y'all. When we come back, this video caused national outrage when it surfaced last fall. Now, South Carolina DA has decided whether or not he will file criminal charges against the cop for roughing up this sister. And later, a new laser treatment for cancer may be on the horizon. We'll talk to one of the nation's top female physicists. She's a sister. It is 28 before top of the hour. News 1 Now, TV 1.
Hey, I'm Dondre Whitfield of Queen Sugar. You got just one vote. Use it.